Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
And here we go. We kick it off on a Monday. Busy previous weekend that we are just coming out of, and we have got a lot to cover from that busy weekend. And topic one will be a lot of baseball. Boy, a lot of baseball coming out of the weekend. Some baseball, as I welcome you to the Young Norvelle Show. Terry Norvelle here. We'll hopefully hear from Patrick Young a little bit later here on the program. Brent Beaird checks in about 5:30 today with college sports news and notes, and there are a lot. But, let me say hi to Casey Kurtz, my main man. Case, what's going on?
What's up?
Stay dry?
Not this morning, but better now.
Boy, you know the old adage, the old saying, boy, we need the rain. we got it, man.
Yeah, we did. It's been raining.
It was, man, I had a couple stints between, I guess, all Friday through today. Mm-hmm. There were a couple stints. Was it Saturday morning?
Yes, Saturday morning was pretty gnarly.
That was a big boy thunderstorm, wasn't it?
That was a good one, yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Hopefully everybody was safe, you know, and we did need the rain. But, man, I mean, that was there was probably 20 minutes there. That felt, I'm like, man, is there a tornado coming through here, man? It was good. It got on it, but hopefully everybody made it out. And obviously, you know, we need days like that. I'm sorry it fell on the weekend. And I'll tell you one thing, though, man. Once I'm home, I don't mind night rain at all. It can rain at night, man. I like night rain. You open up the windows sometime if it's cool enough, and
oh yeah,
and yeah, it was a blustery weekend. Today it's blowing out, or is it going to stay, you think? I hadn't really looked.
I mean, it was, you know, somewhat dark by my house before I came over here, but, you know.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Getting that time where it could do it at any time. But, man, that was a violent few minutes, about an hour over there in the Mayport area where I was at on Saturday. All right, getting back to baseball, a lot of baseball coming out of this weekend. A lot of stuff happened. Some really, really, really good baseball news. See the Florida Gators. And some really, really, really not so good baseball news. See the Atlanta Braves. Gosh darn. What were we talking about going into or coming out of Friday's show, I guess? Man, Braves kind of got a break. They went up to Pittsburgh. Pirates only had 12 wins going into Friday's game. Mm-hmm. And the way the pitching rotation worked out, Paul Skeens goes today. We'll talk about that in a little bit. The Braves missed Paul Skeens. They played a 12-win Pirate team, and the Pirates took the series 2-1.
Can't happen.
Oh, that hurts. That hurts. They took the Friday and the Sunday, and the Braves, again, did not have to face Paul Skeens, which, gosh, that makes it way worse, doesn't it, Case? I mean, way worse.
I mean, yeah, the Pirates are bad.
Oh.
So, yeah, I mean, it's really bad. And, I mean, the Braves had Sale in one of the games, and you lost that game, so.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, not good at all. And was that the game? That might have been the game. The Friday night game, was that the game the Braves were up 6-1? Somebody was up 6-1 and had hit 3 consecutive home runs early in the game and lost. I don't know if that was that Friday night game or not.
Let me check.
Oh, that was Friday night. So the Braves lost Friday night and Sunday.
Yep.
Was that game?
Nah, Friday was 3-2 and Sunday was 4-3.
Okay, somebody over the weekend, I remember noting that down. We'll get into Gator talk here in a moment, but since we started kicking around Major League Baseball, oh boy, Rockies got beat 21-0 over the weekend.
They did get a win, though.
They did get a win out of that series.
All that matters.
Over the Padres. How about that? And the day before, the Padres beat the Rockies 21-0. I guess the general manager came out. We're okay. We're not gonna make any moves. We're gonna turn this around. Next day they fire Bud Black, right?
Yep. Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone. 21-0. But they do get a win. I guess Are they on a winning streak or just a one? Is
It's
a one a winning streak? Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're that bad, you can count it.
Yes. Wow. Speaking of Paul Skeens, he goes tonight at the Mets. So the Braves want Skeens to pitch well, and they want the Pirates to win tonight. But Skeens at the Mets, that'll be fun. Anytime Skeens rolls into New York to face one of the New York teams. Also, one of the rare occasions, it doesn't happen all the time, hasn't happened a lot. We got first versus first tonight. Yankees and Seattle. This should be pretty fun. Did you realize you've got 2 8-game winning streaks going on in Major League Baseball right now?
I did not.
Cardinals.
Yep.
Twins? I think I read that right. The Twins are on an 8-game heater.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Cardinals, I know that because I've been following them last week. I happened to see that. They keep winning. But the damn Twins.
Yeah, Twins have won a few in a row. How about that?
So we've crossed the quarter pole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, we're at the quarter pole. And we got a long way to go still. Braves cannot get to 500. They're now 2 back, 2 under 500, I think it is. They just can't get there. And, it's starting to be time now because about a week or so ago, I guess it was, on ESPN, their baseball site, not their baseball site, their baseball page, I guess, they now have Wild Card.
Oh,
And by the way, I love those pages that on that ESPN MLB.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that home page when you go to standings, it gives you the standings. That's crazy. But then it breaks down last 10 for everybody, winning streaks for everybody. Man, it's a good page.
Yeah.
And you just scroll down. You look for W with a big number or L with a big number. Wins in a row or losses in a row. But, Wild Card is up there now. Wild Card is up there. Hell, Casey, it'll be All-Star time before you know it. Unbelievable.
In Atlanta.
Yeah, it is. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
In Atlanta.
That's right.
In Atlanta. All right, so we can get back to some Major League Baseball as we go. Again, Braves, yuck. Ugh, yuck. Gave away a series to Pittsburgh, and they did not face Paul Skeens, which kind of amplifies that. College baseball, certainly a great weekend for the Gators. They stay red hot. I mean, just playing lights out. Florida goes into Austin. Texas, who was coming off a series loss, but they're still, quote-unquote, the number 1 team in the nation. They had been number 1 or have probably been sitting at number 1 longer than anybody so far this year. Florida goes in and wins 2 of 3. I mean, they win the first game. Case, did you watch much of that or just highlights?
Yeah, I saw a little bit.
Florida goes up. Top of the first, game 1, they score 6.
That'll help.
They score 6. And, we talked on Friday. Kevin O'Sullivan kind of gambled a little bit. He threw the big guy. He threw the big lefty.
That's right.
And he was designated to go 2 innings. He went 1 in his first start in a long time the other week. But he went 2. He did well. He got him through. They brought in Barlow, who gave him 4. That got him to the bridge in the back, and they go out and win that first game. Probably, I don't know if you followed how the second game fell out. So Florida gets game 1 on Friday. Their ace, Liam Peterson, is on the mound game 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's facing Texas. They're number 2. He's Florida's ace, obviously.
Right.
So he pitches a wonderful 4 innings, no runs, 3 strikeouts, really not any hard hit balls. The lefty for Texas throws just as well. Florida does get 5 hits off the lefty, and they score 2 runs. So it's 2-0 Florida. Both pitchers on Saturday are shoving it, if you know what I mean. Both of them are playing or throwing really well. Florida, though, is leading 2-0. Really, the Gators had 5 hits off the lefty. Texas only got like 1 or 2 hits off of Peterson in 4 complete. And the difference at that point, Florida had a few more hits, but there was an ugly error. Texas made an error that kind of helped Florida score, but it was 2-0 through 4. And the Lightning. And the Lightning. So, to be fair, when they came back 2 hours later, both pitchers were burnt.
Right.
And both guys were having a good night. Okay, so that kind of balanced things out. Texas, by the way, the first time I've really sat down and watched Texas this year, they're not a smash the ball. Now, it's going to sound funny. When they came back from the 2-hour delay, Florida obviously changed pitchers. Both teams did. Texas hit 2 solo home runs to kind of get them going. They ended up getting a 5 spot. Florida got a 6 spot the day before. And that was kind of the game. So you kind of were like, damn. Did the Lightning? Well, it hurt both teams because both pitchers were throwing really well. But Florida had already carved out a 2-0 lead. They lose 5-2, didn't really do a whole lot the rest of the way. And then, I guess by now, Casey, you've heard yesterday in the rubber game of the series, Aiden King pitched a gem.
Yeah, he was great.
On the road at Texas, he improves to, he's the kid from Bishop Snyder here in Jacksonville. Aiden King, true freshman, his 10th college start, is on the road at number 1 Texas, trying to get a series win. He improves to 5-2, 2.90 ERA. That's strong in college.
That's real good.
So King yesterday walks the first 2 batters, bottom of the first. 7,000, Mother's Day crowd, place is going nuts. You go, uh-oh. Walks the first 2 batters. Wiggles out of it, goes 7 complete, 9 Ks after walking the first 2 batters to win. Florida really got up 4-0. They gave up 1 very late. The Gators now, the baseball Gators, 5 consecutive SEC series wins.
It's big.
They've won 15 of their last 19, and they are 12-3 in their last 15 SEC games. They've got a midweek loss here and there. Casey, Florida has now popped back into the rankings. They've got a really good RPI, baseball RPI. They've played a tough schedule. The Gators have a series win now over a team that has sat at number 1 for a long time, Texas. They have a series win over a team that has sat in the top 5 almost all year, Arkansas. They have a series win over a team that, depending on the poll that just came out today, is sitting number 2 in the nation, Florida State. People forget Florida took 2 of 3 from FSU. Yeah. I think it's D1. The 2 polls came out. D1 baseball, LSU's 1 now, and Florida State's 2 in one of the polls. That right there, those 3 series wins, those are big, big series wins.
Yeah.
One of the main topics watching Florida, Texas, 3 games, and we got the Texas feed, if you will, but these guys were all pretty good. They were pretty neutral. The announcers, there are 2 different crews that did the 3 games. The announcers, they, particularly once Sunday rolled around, and it was apparent Florida was going to win. It looked like Florida was going to win the series. Casey, there's talk. I had the Gators squeezing in, hopefully going to Tallahassee. There's a good chance they may host a regional now.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
It's the damnedest thing.
I mean, listen, it's all of a sudden a sneaky good resume. I mean, listen, the teams you mentioned, I mean, you have series wins over 3 of the top 5, basically, teams in the country. It's a big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, there's talk that so Florida has everybody basically has 1 more weekend. And most of these conferences will move this thing. It'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You get an extra day when you travel to your conference championship tournament the next week. But Florida has Alabama. Florida is at home. They have Alabama. Alabama's pretty damn good. They're a typical SEC team. They've been ranked 18th, 17th, 16th, somewhere in that area. But Florida gets them at home. Conventional thinking right now is if Florida was to win the series over Alabama Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that if you add 1 more solid ranked team to the resume, Florida would be well inside that top 16. And the top 16 get the regional, right? You get the regional. This is nuts. I mean, I know Florida had a rebound last year. They didn't have a great record. They scuffled around, and they went to the Final Four. That doesn't happen 2 years in a row. When you scuffle around, no way. No way.
It might.
It might, man. What a comeback for Florida here, second half of the season. I mentioned Florida State a little bit. I want to get back to them real quick. They had their It was their time to go to the West Coast, to go play 3 games against California. The Seminoles won the series. They did give away a game. California's not very good. They're just not very good. FSU is trying to grab that ACC title. They're holding on. They're in first place in the regular season in the ACC. They've got a 1-game lead, I think, over NC State. FSU, it'd be nice to win that thing, get the regular season win title, and they're going to get a regional. But, you might get a little better, vote in the room if you say, okay, let's talk about FSU, guys. ACC champions. That's a good conference. Florida State has North Carolina 3 games coming up this weekend.
North Carolina is very good.
Yeah, North Carolina's good. North Carolina State is good. Clemson is good. The ACC is a good conference, man, in baseball. It is good. But which, Casey, is a nice feather when the committee gets together to say, hey, man, FSU just won the ACC outright. They're trying to win it outright. They've got a game lead. So we'll see how that goes. Did you hear facetious sarcasm coming out here? Mm-hmm. Possibly the big story out of college baseball, out of the SEC from the weekend was not Florida, was not Texas, was not LSU taking 2 of 3 from Arkansas. Casey, did you hear possibly the biggest story out of the SEC in baseball?
I'm not sure, but judging by where you're going, I don't think I do know where you're going.
Where do you think we're going?
Missouri.
Missouri!
Yeah.
How about the Missouri Tigers? And I don't know how much you dove into this. We were all worried Missouri was going to go 0-30. They were 0-24.
I was rooting for it, but
I was
okay.
too, kind of. Yeah. So they were 0-24. They get the win over Texas A&M. So they get that win, Friday?
Yep.
And, I thought that was going to be the story. I jotted down a little note. Hey, don't forget.
They did it.
Yeah, so they get their 1 win. They're not going to go 0-30. They win the next game.
Unthinkable.
And they win the final, and they swept A&M.
On the road, by the way.
They swept them. Now, the flip side of this, Texas A&M has 10 conference wins with 1 series left. Texas A&M's probably going to miss. Let me say it again. Texas A&M probably just got knocked out of regional play because of Missouri.
What a world we're living in.
Now, you got to be a baseball guy to know that, a college guy a little bit. Any idea, almost consensus, who was the preseason number 1 ranked team in the country?
Oh, it was them.
Texas A&M.
Yeah.
Texas A&M was nearly unanimous. Even though they had the coaching change, they brought everybody back from the team that was the runner. They were the runner-up. They knocked Florida out. Mm-hmm. They were the runner-up to Tennessee, and I think they won the first game of the championship series and lost 2 in a row.
I think they did too.
They had a couple injuries. Their big outfielder got hurt early, but everybody has injuries. Texas A&M is probably going to be sitting home because they couldn't go beat Missouri at least twice.
What a world.
That good. Hey, Missouri, here we go. Here are my notes. Missouri was the team over the weekend after game 1. How about this? Missouri 0-24. You would think playing out the string.
Mm-hmm.
Game 1 against Texas A&M. 6-1 lead. A&M gets a 6-1 lead and hits 3 consecutive home runs. Oh, game over. Man, here we go again, Missouri. They overcome that.
Yep.
God almighty.
And by the way, Texas A&M, you mentioned Jace Lavier, or however you say his name.
Lavier.
Going to be like the first college bat off the board. Homered twice in the game. He's got to be looking around like, where are you guys?
And he's so good.
He's very good.
So good. And his running mate from last year starts with a G. I can never pronounce it correctly. He's out. I get it. They've had a few injuries, but they brought back basically that whole team. And that Lavalette guy is really it seems like he killed everybody with his bat, obviously, duh. It seems like he made a catch or 2 against the Gators, too, that just crushed them.
Yeah, he plays good outfield.
Yeah, he's a nice player.
Yeah, he'll be a top 5 pick, even with the struggles this year.
Yeah, how about that? Texas A&M, 10-17 in conference play. And you know the stat, man. The SEC's never sent anybody to regional play that has less than 13 wins. most people thought Florida could do it if they got to 12, which they are now at 13, but because of their deep RPI. I don't think A&M has that type. A&M's got to probably sweep and then win a couple games in Hoover and then pray. I mean, pray to get in. Let me try to see if.
And by the way, sweeping is not going to be something that's easy to do. They go to Georgia.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I was looking that up right now, at Georgia. And I think Georgia just got swept. They didn't play real well. Yeah, real quick, just to set the scene, SEC baseball coming up series. Bama's at Florida. A&M is at Georgia, as Casey just said. Mississippi State is at Missouri. God, that'll be a party at Missouri, won't it?
Oh, yeah.
Final homestand. Kentucky scuffling a little bit. Vanderbilt will host Kentucky. And, hey, I kind of like Vitello, the Tennessee coach. I would like to play for him. I think he'd get you to – but, man, his teams are as chippy as it. Did you see the little brouhaha? Yes. That's all Tennessee does. Mm-hmm. Vanderbilt took 2 from Tennessee in Knoxville. LSU playing really good ball. Boy, there's a surprise. We're getting to postseason baseball, and LSU's playing good. They're at South Carolina playing out the string. Auburn's playing good ball. They're at Ole Miss. Texas travels to Oklahoma. Oklahoma needs a few wins. And Tennessee and Arkansas. That should be a hell of a series. But good for Missouri. Good for Missouri. Texas A&M, by the way, overall 27-23, 10-17, as I said, in the SEC. The consensus preseason number 1. Ooh. Ouch.
Tough go of it.
Ouch. Yeah.
Try again next year.
Yes, that is definitely a tough go. All right, let's come back. We'll continue some baseball talk. Got a lot of other fun, just kind of side topics we want to kick around. Get your thoughts, Casey, as well. NCAA's got some stuff going on where they're probably going to lighten up their gambling stance, at least. We'll talk about that. Bill Belichick, shake my head. I don't know what to think about Belly. I don't know what I mean. It's almost to the point where, and we can get into that in a minute. It's almost to the point where we've got to start referring to him as Creepy Bill. I mean, Casey, I don't know if you've heard the latest or have an idea of where Creepy Bill was at over the weekend. Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll get into that on the other side. One down, a long way to go. It's a Monday edition. Glad you're with us here. The Young Norvelle Show continues. On a kind of overcast Monday, we'll get back here. A lot of topics. Brent Beaird coming up about 5:30.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming, from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 1432579.
Hey, here we go. Jumping right back into a Monday edition, the Young and Norvelle Show. Terry Norvelle here. Hope to hear from Patrick a little bit later. We texted a little bit over the weekend. Sure he was busy as always. Brent Beaird joins us about 5:30. Casey Kurtz producing and running everything in Mission Control. And we do it until 6 o'clock. Breaking news regarding Jaguars do everything football player Travis Hunter. This is fresh off of the Associated Press wire, Casey. You may want to hear this.
Okay.
AP reporting that within the last 2 hours, Travis Hunter has A, saved a kitten from a tree, B, helped a nun cross the street, and C, almost has cured cancer.
It's a busy day.
Busy day. We kid because we care. How about the feel-good story of Travis Hunter on the plane and talking to the lady sitting next to him, and he was so sweet, right?
Yep.
And nice. And he didn't pull the "Do you know who I am" card.
Yeah, it's good. It's a start.
Yes. But I got a chuckle out of it. Hopefully you guys know what we're talking about. He was flying somewhere.
He's flying here, actually.
Coming here, yeah, and sitting next to an elderly lady, we should say, and their picture, and they're all smiles. And she, I guess, she talking to reporters said how nice he was and this and that, and deep into the conversation, she finally found out he's a pro football player for the Jags. A great story. I love the story.
Mm-hmm.
But the first thing that came to mind, though, and it even went kind of viral, kind of national, and certainly local. Everybody's loving it. Oh, he's such a great young. Well, the first thing that comes up to me is just think about how bad our society has become. We are rewarding being nice.
I mean, there is a little bit of that, yeah.
Isn't that terrible?
A little bit.
That our society has devolved into, man, we got a huge story. A young man was nice.
It's true.
You know?
I didn't think about it that way, but I mean, yeah, sort of.
Goodness gracious. And I haven't done this. It would be fun to do, though. I'm sure a couple days ago when that story was more hot, and more relevant, it was probably in a rundown list of whatever site you go to for your sports, ESPN or Yahoo or SI, whatever. I'm sure it was in the middle. Jaguar rookie brightens the day on a I'm sure the headline above it was speeding arrest, DUI. Below it was domestic, right?
Yeah, that is possible.
But But yeah, I got a chuckle out of that. I'm like, good Lord, where is our society? Where have we gone? What have we stooped to? Where the big story is a guy was a young person was nice to an elderly person. In that case,
Yeah, that's the world we're in.
Boy, we'll see. We got a lot of time. They're done, right? The rookie camp's done.
Yep.
So he ran around. I guess the biggest story was no defense first, right?
Yes, correct.
He'll learn the defensive side of the book, the playbook, and ran around pretty good. And you saw him out dancing around, having a good time. So good for Trav. Number one, I guess good for being nice. I like nice people.
That's fair. Most people do.
People should be nice.
I don't disagree.
But most people aren't. No, not most. A lot of people aren't nice.
That's fair.
Is it hard to be nice? It's not that hard, is it?
Depends on the day.
I guess.
You know.
And the people you're rubbing elbows with, maybe.
Depends on who you're dealing with, for sure. Probably going to be nice to someone that starts off nice to you. But,
yeah, probably.
You know, if that altercation could have turned out differently, if that lady was like, yo, put my stuff away, Travis Hunter would have been like,
yeah,
I ain't doing that. Good luck, lady. And then we're reading about a whole different article.
Or she said, Steelers! Or,
true.
Titans!
Yeah. Yeah, if she was a Titans fan, that might have been a bit of a debacle.
But
we're good.
Out of all, transitioning here, out of all the places that Hall of Fame NFL head coach, multi-time Super Bowl winning head coach, absolute one of the best to ever coach the game of football. Out of all the places, what is he, 73 now, I guess? 70-something. 73, we'll call it. Year-old Bill Belichick. It appears out of all the places on this earth he could have been, I guess, this whole weekend.
He is indeed 73.
73. He was, Creepy Bill was at a beauty pageant.
There you go.
Why
not? What else you got going on a random Sunday, huh? What else could you be doing?
And that's kind of creepy enough.
Sure. Yep.
Bill Belichick spent the weekend at a beauty pageant.
Yep.
And then if you throw in, as he was watching his 24-year-old girlfriend compete. Casey.
Yeah.
Casey.
I mean, it's not the best story.
Casey.
Yeah.
And I saw where, and you can help me out with this, Jordan Hudson. Yep. She was competing in the Miss Maine, I guess it was.
Miss Maine.
Yeah, Miss Maine USA or
Which
something.
feels winnable. I mean, I've never been to Maine, but it feels like one you could probably pull out.
I mean, like the story, I would think, we may get in trouble here, but I don't think there aren't just beauties falling off trees in Maine, are there?
I mean, unconfirmed, I've never been, but, like, again, if you were telling me she was in Miss, like, Arizona, California, Florida.
Mississippi, historically, the state of Mississippi has produced more Miss America, Southern Belle Miss America winners than anybody.
Okay.
But yeah, and then like last week, a story came out, national story, said Colombia has been deemed to have the most beautiful women in the world. Huh. I just don't think it came down to Maine, USA, or Colombia.
Yeah, that's fair. They probably weren't in the running.
So Jordan, she failed to win Miss Maine USA for like the second or third time. She's 24 years old.
She's lost 3 times?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah. It looked like she was a first runner-up last year.
Okay.
And as I understand it, and I don't know, this is, I think, a little messing with the numbers. Sometimes you just she was called the second runner-up this weekend. She was the second. Isn't that what we used to call third place?
Yeah, the second runner-up would be third place.
That's right.
That's correct.
So is this more of the, well, you were the second runner-up. You were instead of, you finished third.
Yeah, it sounds better. Second runner-up than third.
Yes. That's what she finished. Second runner-up, and Belichick was there. But I read, I didn't see if it was on video, but I read, and supposedly she did a really good Q&A. You know how and that's kind of rough. You know how they have to pick out a random question?
Oh, yeah.
Supposedly she had a pretty good answer. She did pretty good and didn't, word salad. Do you remember years ago? Oh, my God, we've had this clip on different shows I've been on. Do you remember it was Miss South Carolina pageant? and it went so viral. It might have been 15 years ago now. The girl that got asked about, I think it was maps. Beautiful girl, beautiful girl, deep into the pageant, and she had her Q&A. And Casey is one of the funniest things you'll ever. Have you seen it?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, I'll try and find it. She gets spun around.
Talking about maps.
I think it was maps or. I'll guarantee it's played. It's probably played 10 million times since it happened. Just right in there, Miss South Carolina, crazy answer, and a beautiful girl. I think Mario, who's the guy that was on Saved by the Bell, might have been the
Mario Lopez.
Yeah, he might have been the judge, not the judge, the host of it. And we've got Miss South Carolina. And her question was, God, I think it was doing. We got to find it.
I'll look for it in the break.
We've got to find it. Just bouncing around a little bit here. You know me. People think I hate the UFL. I don't hate the UFL. I just don't understand why people try these spring leagues. UFL Week 7, their 4-game attendance. They had one with 8,000, one with 14, one with 12. And one was 6,000. We almost need to start a. It's gonna sound bad, but you know what a Deadpool is?
I assume you don't mean the superhero.
No, not that. Where people will throw in a group of friends. Sometime will do it. They'll throw in. Everybody picks. Like going into the first of the year. Everybody's.
Oh, I got you.
We all kick in $10. Everybody gets to pick 5 people that we think are going to die.
Sure.
That's kind of morbid. But we should do a UFL Deadpool. Like, what day will we actually hear that the UFL has folded again?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of mean, wouldn't it?
I mean, no more mean than the actual human beings dying, but, sure.
Yeah. I had some buddies of mine that had one of those for years. I didn't participate, I promise. But they did, and they talked about it, and they would, whoever hit the most, I guess, the most,
hit
won the pot. So it was a pretty good pot. They had 8-9 guys in it for years, and a couple of the organizers were Florida State fans, and they had a rule: nobody can put Bobby Bowden on there.
Yeah, well,
and he could have been a leader in the clubhouse there for the last.
I mean, definitely could have been a leader.
But I remember I'm trying to think of some of them. Who's the Betty White was on there for a long time.
Absolutely.
And man, she made some people lose some money, man.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Betty White.
She was going a long time.
George Burns, you remember him, the comedian with the big glasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, he stuck around a long time. But Betty White, though, man, God, what was her story? Betty White made it to 99.999, right? She died like the month before her 100th birthday.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually spot on. She was born January 17th, and she died December 31st.
Come on.
So on New Year's Eve.
Hey, come on, modern medicine.
So close.
Right.
18 days.
Come on, modern medicine. Are you kidding me? Betty White. Loved her. Who did you see her toward the end of her career? She was on Saturday Night Live, just hilarious. She was just absolutely hilarious. I want to throw this out. As if the sport of pickleball needs more promotions, right?
Okay.
Pickleball is just taking over. And I think this might happen. The new pope, the Catholics got a new pope.
Yeah, the Chicago Pope.
Yeah,
Yep.
Leo. Hey, Leo.
Yep.
Hey, Leo.
That's our guy.
That's not Uncle Leo from Seinfeld, is it?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think it's a different guy.
So Pope Leo, he first. I'm not Catholic, so I'm not up on all this real well.
Sure.
He is the first United States born pope, I think, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So Leo's up there, and he's getting settled and all.
That's our guy.
Who knew this? Vatican City, they have way up high on one of the mountaintops, kind of in the area, right there in Vatican. They got a tennis court, and Pope Leo he calls himself a pretty avid amateur tennis player. He got sent wherever he went. The popes get sent around,
Sure.
You got to go do some pope stuff over there. And then, You know,
More Pope stuff over
so
there.
he was busy. He said for about 9 years. His most recent,
Jeez.
really busy. You know,
Apparently, 9 years is a long time. It's a good run.
Yeah.
To be busy.
Yeah, he was. But he said he was so busy with his Pope duties, he kind of got away from tennis. But he's going to start playing tennis.
Well, that's good.
He can't wait. And they've got a real nice tennis court.
So what I'm hearing is it's harder in the lead up to be the Pope than to be the Pope.
I think so.
If he's projecting free time now.
Yeah, sounds like it.
He's like, oh, I did it.
Yeah, you got a good staff. You got to hire well, right?
Fair enough.
But I got to believe, and I don't know how old Pope Leo is. He's probably in the 70s, early 70s probably.
Yeah, let's find out.
Don't you think? He got to be in the early 70s. I mean,
You would think.
you can't just pop up and be the Pope at 31, can you?
No.
You know?
Pope. Oh, that's right. He's not Pope Leo the First. He's like Pope Leo the 18th.
Is that? Are you telling me they've had 17 Leos before?
Whatever XIV is, I don't know
Okay.
Roman
Holy
numerals.
cow.
He is. It just showed up. He was born in 1955.
I'm not doing math. It's Monday. I'm doing any math. What year? I hear you. I see you counting.
She's like 70. Yeah.
He's about 70.
Yep.
If I'm the World Pickleball Organization, aren't you hoping at some point Pope Leo says, tennis is a little more strenuous, the court's much bigger? What a shot in the arm, as if pickleball needs a shot in the arm. It's so popular. Can you imagine the announcement when Pope Leo goes, I'm transitioning? And people go, whoa, what do you mean? You're Catholic? No. I'm going from tennis to pickleball.
If we get that guy pickling on video,
Dude,
it's going to be an uproar.
And won't that just officially kill tennis?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if the Pope says, I'm going pickleball now. I've hung up my tennis racket.
I'm going the pickle.
Yes.
He could be pickling with Brent Martineau is a big pickler.
I did not know that.
Oh my gosh.
Are you serious?
Oh, this guy loves it.
Really?
This guy's addicted to the pickle.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, I've kind of mentioned I've never played and don't want to play. Nothing against it at all. I'm 60 years old. The last thing I need is an Achilles,
Yep.
ACL,
Sure.
And then Dr. Aaron Bates from Southeast Orthopedics. Then they're using me. We're using me.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
we are worried about Brent becoming the poster boy from injury.
Yeah, but I've got a buddy of mine. We're trying to. We're in the process of trying to put together a streaming pickleball show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should get Brent on that. He's been all over that for years.
Yeah. Well, me and a buddy of mine does a lot of TV here in town. We're pursuing. I don't want to. I just want to produce it. I don't want to be the host or anything. We've talked to a couple people to host it, and man, that sport has gone it is unbelievable.
A lot of pickleball players in this building. Mike Burrish, the chief of big pickleball
Oh,
players.
you're kidding me.
Oh, big pickleball player.
Now,
Chief's undefeated, man. He's better than Brent.
I was
Brent's just
about to
okay.
ask if Brent and Chief mano y mano.
Oh no, I think Burrish has him.
You
From
know-
what I understand, Brent's just okay. He's just a
Yeah.
big fan.
What I understand as well about the game of pickleball, you can play singles or doubles, but most of the games are doubles. The real pickleball is doubles.
Yeah,
Right.
I know Brent and Steph play a lot. Steph is Brent's wife. They're teammates.
Now, what about Burrish and Martineau on the same team? I mean, would that?
Unconfirmed. I don't know what that looks like. I'll see if I can dive into that a little bit tomorrow and try to bring a report back.
Wow.
But yeah, I know Burrish doesn't mess around when it comes to pickleball.
So he takes it serious.
Takes it serious. Weather and pickleball.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Gotta have something.
And if there ain't weather going on, that means it's sunny and there's pickleball to be played.
Yep.
If there's weather going on, he's here talking about it.
Yep. All of a sudden, sunny weekend, and all of a sudden the number 2 weather guy gets called in.
There you go.
Right.
There you go. If you see Corey Sim on TV and Burrish is supposed to be on, that means pickleball's in play.
Yeah. You see Corey. Hey, about Thursday night, Corey starts seeing the forecast. Sunny, clear. Oh, damn. Honey, got to work all weekend.
Yep, Corey's like, I'll be there.
That damn word seniority is rearing its ugly head. All right, I want to get to another topic here. Slowly wrapping up hour number 1, and I think this is going to be one of these good bad stories. I'm absolutely starving right now,
Okay.
and give you a backstory here. Nothing to do with sports, but
I was hoping.
I don't generally during the day. I don't really eat.
Okay.
Much. I'll nibble here and there. I love breakfast, but I'm never gonna cook breakfast. I love it, but then grits and eggs and bacon.
Sure.
I love it if somebody else is cooking it for me.
They do have restaurants. I don't know if
Yeah,
you've heard
but
of this.
I can't go every.
No, for
yeah,
sure.
I can't go, but I do love breakfast.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna cook it at home.
No.
and the mess, and gosh, that's an hour to cook it, and you don't want to leave it dirty.
I give you that. Yeah.
So
right.
generally, I don't really eat during the day.
Okay.
I'll swing in maybe and get a bag of peanuts here and there.
This is not a diet thing. This is just
it's just the way I guess my diet has always been just be busy.
Okay.
And then I'll eat in the
kind of like the Pope.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There you go. There you go.
You haven't eaten in 9 years.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
Purity. So I think the fact that I don't eat much, so I haven't eaten anything all day. I'm on liquid all day because today is my prep day for colonoscopy tomorrow.
Right, okay.
So I'm absolutely starving. And I think the reason is I woke up knowing I cannot eat at all today.
So your whole day you couldn't eat?
You can't eat. I can have Jell-O and or broth.
So you can't eat?
You can't eat. Yeah, you got to go in liquid, and you got to drink the special stuff. I've got to drink 64 ounces, and I've already got it mixed up at home, starting at 6. Right when I get off, I've got some of it in my car.
Good luck.
You got to drink all this, and then I just took the 2. Got to take. There's a lot of prep work. This is my second one.
A lot of prep work.
A lot of prep work. But I think I'm going, well, Terry, why are you so hungry? This is normal, kind of. Now, I won't be able to eat when I get home, but I think because I know I can't eat.
Right.
Is why I'm hungry.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that.
I'm really hungry, and I will not be able to eat any hard food. My procedure's at 9:30. It takes about 45 minutes, I think. So I will, and I got to get a ride home. My nephew's going to pick me up. You can't, because you go under. It's anesthesia and all.
Absolutely.
But so generally, I think I had it 10 years ago. I can't remember all of it, but when you wake up in the recovery room, right? And
Sure.
I think they give you a bottle of water, but I won't be able to eat anything and can't drink after midnight. So yeah, it's a battle. It's a battle, man.
Yeah.
And I got to choke down 64 ounces of that mixture.
Good luck with that. That sounds foul.
Yeah, they say starting at 6, drink like 8 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. It may take you multiple hours, of course, but
What a mess. Good luck with that, by the way.
Yeah. And I hadn't talked to my doc about this, but if I get, I don't want to say clean bill of health, but no pun intended. Hopefully it's all clean.
Sure.
And the other one I had at 50, I got a clean bill of health, and they give you, if they don't see anything that's concerning, they give you 10 years.
All right.
So I'm 60, just turned 60. Well, a few months ago now. Damn, getting old again. Anyway, if they give me 10 more years,
Make it a 70.
I don't think I'm even going to do it again at 70. Why?
No, I hear that.
Does that make sense? I mean, if I did it again and they find something bad, colon something, cancer or whatever, at 70, I'm probably not going to take chemotherapy. We're just kind of, I'll fight it.
You do what you got to do.
I'll fight it. But by then, Travis Hunter may have cured colon cancer.
It's true.
Right? And we're not kidding around. I know it's very serious and people have lost loved ones. But yeah, starving, Casey.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I am absolutely starving. And man, when my nephew picks me up and he'll take me back home, there will be no, that food's bad. The first drive-through we're going through, man.
I like the sound of that.
We are going through it. But have you taken, I think I'm going to take an Uber to get there. Because if I drive, I can't drive home.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Are you a big Uber guy? Or Lyft?
I mean, I don't do it in Jacksonville just because I drive,
Yeah.
but
I'm kind of torn here,
various other
Casey.
places.
I'm
Are
kind
you
of.
telling me you've never been in an Uber?
Yeah. No. I've been a bunch.
Okay.
Here's my. My daughter now lives an hour away, so that would have been my ride.
Yep.
Right, and I'm not going to ask her. She lives in St. Augustine, working tomorrow. Blah 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 blah.
Sure.
So 9:30 is the procedure. Got to be there at 8:30. Okay. So, and I'm not big on asking a lot of people for stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, and I think an Uber is going to would cost me about $20.
That's not bad.
That is not bad, and I don't have to bug anybody. But do you schedule an Uber ahead of time and say I want you? I'll be paranoid. I'll say I want you there at 7:15 or whatever.
You could.
Or do I just wait until 7, dial one up, and if they don't show up, I can jump in my car and drive? Because Uber sometimes they don't show up for a while.
Yeah, I would go the scheduling route. If I need to Uber early in the morning, if you will, I go schedule for sure. You could go the call it route, but you do run the risk that there's nobody in your area or won't be for an extended period of time.
Now that's what I'm worried about.
So I go schedule.
So, or how about this? Oh, wise one. How about this?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to Uber anyway, one direction, do I just control my own stuff and drive to the procedure?
Uber back?
No. Well, sort of. Yeah, my nephew would bring me home.
Oh.
And then tomorrow evening, hours later, Uber back to get my car. If I'm going to Uber one way or the other, is that the way to go? I don't know. No, sounds a little convoluted, but
I go early morning Uber. That would be my advice.
Yeah, I think
just get it out of the way and done with.
I kind of think that's what I was going to do. In the morning, get ready, get everything ready to go, and either I may just wait. That may be my fallback. I'll drive.
Okay.
If I call at 7 and they get there at 7:15, 7:10, okay, boom, take me there.
Good to go.
So, are Ubers more expensive in the morning or the evening, or do you know?
In the evening.
Evening's more?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Oh, good. The only time I've really had trouble with Ubers, locally or abroad, out,
sure,
is when you're not going very far. Because they see that, right? And they're like,
definitely,
that's going to be a $6.
It does. I mean, I could see that being a situation.
Yeah. There's times maybe I want to go just down to the corner, which is a couple miles away. They see that, and they're particularly if you're going at a good time, busy time. They're like, that guy can walk.
You can walk,
right? That guy's young.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see what we got cooking though. But that colonoscopy, man, that's important stuff. That is.
Sounds like it. I don't know what it's like yet.
Yeah. And I think I talked about it last week. The first time I had the colonoscopy, the only time I've never been in surgery, never been put under. Out.
Right.
That was and I remember talking to the person that did it, and they told me they used the same thing that Michael Jackson's physician was at, that propofol or something. You've heard of that?
I mean, not.
And you remember Jackson had the guy that he couldn't sleep at all, and
okay.
The guy he hired the. I think is that Patrick?
Yeah, it is.
Pat, you walked into some colonoscopy talk.
Oh gosh.
How you doing?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'll be better after I get my colonoscopy tomorrow. I'll be better, I think. A lot of work.
What? You didn't have to tell us. You didn't have to tell the world that. You didn't have to do it.
We've been talking
Pat,
about
this has been about 6, 7, 8, 15 minutes or so.
20 minutes of colonoscopy talk. And there's Patrick.
Man. I could just not be on the show.
No, you're fine. You're fine. What are you doing, man? What do we got here?
Thank you guys.
What do we got here?
Nothing. I'm doing nothing. See you guys. You have a good one. I'm not doing anything.
Drug deal right there. Look at that drug deal going on.
Yeah. Look
at that drug deal. Hey, Casey, now would you rather talk colonoscopy or see a live drug deal, for God's sakes?
Live drug deal's
interesting.
Oh, my
God.
You're right. Dude. You're right. Go, Patrick, it's your Go ahead. Finish your deal.
I did. I finished my deal. I handed a book to Denny Thompson, who I just met for the first time.
Denny Thompson.
The quarterback whisperer.
Quarterback whisperer. Okay. I know.
He works with like every quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Ever.
Now you're a power forward. Why is he working with you?
Well, the Pastor Joby here at Church of 1122, him and Denny started a podcast called Built for More. It's really good, man. He's had Carson Beck on there.
Okay.
Anthony Richardson, Kirk Herbstreit. Like they're gonna have a hell of a guest list
there you go.
On their show. Yeah, I'm gonna hook him up with Reese Davis to have him on as well.
Yeah, we had him
on.
on.
Man, it's good.
Remember Reese? He was fun.
Oh yeah, man. Reese is he's just been doing it for so long, man.
And we stuck around and had lunch that day. That was fun.
Isn't that guy a stud?
Yeah, he's one of the best hosts going. I think he's one of the best TV hosts going. He's smooth, man.
Dude, it's so hard for me to accept compliments or praise. Like,
you don't have to worry about that coming from me. Hey, Pat, you don't have to worry about that coming from me. I promise.
I knew you were going to say that.
Patrick, you look nice today.
Hey, look, built for more. This is a great hat. It actually feels really good too.
Okay.
But I mean, just like you get around certain people, and you're like, man, I want to be like that dude.
Sure.
Like that's how I feel when I'm like around Joby or any of his other friends that have been doing it for so long.
Right.
And then they're like, man, you're doing it. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're so good at this and that. And I'm just like, bro, I don't deserve to be in this room. What are you talking about?
I've got a couple. It's funny you said that. There's a couple, and they'll remain nameless, so I don't want to embarrass them. There's a couple of my really good friends, and one in particular that I've thought, and I've known this guy and his family forever. But I've thought to myself, I'm like, Terry, I'm not even sure I deserve being his friend. He's that good of a guy. You ever?
I know, right? Yeah. I know what you mean.
I'm like, I'm not bringing a whole lot to the table here. This guy's like extra good guy. You know?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I feel the same way.
How was your weekend, man?
I feel the same about you.
Thank you. Now, meaning from my side or your side? I don't get who's the good one.
You?
Okay.
You're the good one.
Hey, hey, did you stay dry, man? What about the weekend? Got that rain?
Oh,
baby?
yeah. I stayed dry for the most part. I did get a little wet today. I had a doctor appointment I had to fight through. But, man, yesterday wasn't – I mean, I do believe in, like, rest days and Sabbath and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, I don't normally plan it. Yesterday was a straight up just like I woke up, I ate some food, I fell back asleep.
Nice.
I woke up, I played some video games. I went on the couch. I fell back asleep. I woke – man. And when I fell asleep on the couch, my dad's like, hey, man, it's 10:30. I said, what? He's like, you going to bed? I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I'll go to bed, Dad. You're right.
So you at least made it out of your bedroom, it sounds like. You made it to the couch.
I did. I made it out of the bedroom.
Yes.
I did not make it out of the house that day. It's too rain. I'm not getting wet for no reason.
Yeah, some days that's okay. Some days that's okay, I think. We've kicked around baseball, man. What about the Gators? What about going to Austin?
Oh yeah,
Texas?
man, dude, what in the world?
And probably should have swept.
Where do you want to start with with baseball? That freshman for Texas that was like, what are you doing, bro? When you're down 8-2.
Yeah, dancing around.
Yeah, Florida stepping in, man, and like winning 2 big games. Like, dude, look at them, 13-14 after starting 1-7.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. What
started
a heater.
1-7. Now, like, I'm not sure if I want to get matched up with them, and they could, bro. Apparently, if they went out this last series, they're gonna host.
I know. It's Casey and I were talking about it. It's unbelievable. They got. I think they got
to win all 3 games.
Yeah, they're in the discussion to host a regional. I was praying they would sneak in. Patrick, actually, they started 1-11 in SEC play. 1-11, and they're 13-14 now.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts? In the best conference.
Hey, how about Missouri? I know they got 1 win. I'm not sure if they got 2. But Casey, I know Texas A&M was preseason number 1.
Yeah, Casey and I talked a bunch about that. Missouri swept them at 0-24. They swept them, and A&M's probably not going to make the tournament. Yes, they swept them in the series. A&M's probably not going to make the tournament because of that. Now, man, they have had a.
Are you serious?
Yeah. How about that?
Dang. Well, Coach Schlotternagel, he made the right decision.
I guess so. You see the Braves? Braves lost two of 3 of the Pirates, man, and they didn't even have to face Paul Skeens. Not good for the Braves. They just can't get hot right now.
Man, they can't. They just can't overcome their 0-7 start.
Yeah, it's
terrible. How do you? I mean, winning 7 in a row would not. It would be very helpful. But it's still such a deficit. I mean, how many games do you have to win to put yourself within 2 or 3? Where the Mets, they were up. Last time I checked, they were up 6.5.
Yeah, I think it's
probably
6.5.
up more than that.
Yeah, it's right around there. It's right around there. Have you gotten back into the NBA playoffs? Things got a little settled over the weekend. Boston said, "Wait a minute, Boston." They said, "Hold on."
Boston's down. They're down 2-1.
2-1.
Boston's still and they're still favored.
I know.
Like crazy, which is pretty awesome.
How about the Pacers? 3-1 Pacers.
The Pacers,
Cleveland.
I gotta say, but Donovan Mitchell getting hurt. That's a big part of that. If he's out, then they're out, and that sucks because the Cavs, they were the number one scoring offense in the league this year.
Yeah.
They score a lot of points.
Cleveland was the 1 seed. The Pacers are the 4 seed, and the 4 seed is up 3-1, about to close them out. The Knicks, like you said, they still lead 2-1, but boy, Boston put a whooping on them, didn't they? That first game in New York.
Man.
Woo!
Dude, they had to.
Oklahoma City.
They're crazy behind. They're crazy behind fan base, except nothing left.
Yeah, no doubt. Oklahoma City 2-2 with Denver, and then Minnesota 2-1 over Golden State. Golden State can't win if Curry doesn't get back, right? They think he's getting close.
I don't think so,
but he can't win.
I don't think they can win without with how well Anthony Edwards has been playing.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to be able to match up.
They're
not going to be able to match up with him, man. He's just too good.
Do you think if Golden State gets knocked out in this round, will this be the final? The Golden State will be officially broken up. That great, I know there's not all of them left. Thompson's gone. Draymond's there, but Steph, will this be Steph's last hurrah? I mean, he's getting old, man. He's getting old.
Not Steph, but maybe Draymond.
Draymond's got to be done, right?
Because they got Jimmy Butler and they got Buddy Hield.
Yeah,
those guys are pretty good.
Yeah.
Just Jimmy Butler's not a 3-point shooter. That's what hurts him. But he is a man.
Uh-oh. There you go. You're back. Uh-oh. It knocked your audio out, Pat. It knocked your audio out. You took a hit. You took a power hit.
I'm back.
There you go. You are back. What were you saying about Jimmy Butler?
He's not a 3-point shooter, really.
No.
That's but he is a bucket getter. He's a bucket getter.
We've brought this up before on the show, and looking up the reason, I'm like, do you realize that, to me, it feels like the WNBA never ends. It feels like 12 months a year they're playing, and do you realize they're about to the NBA is about to wrap up their season. The WNBA is about to tip off again. They barely overlap. Did you know that?
I think the timing for the timing for the WNBA was perfect because, they're picking up right as playoffs are. So they definitely have a really whoever thought of that was so smart. Yeah. Really good chance of picking up some viewership.
I don't watch,
especially now that Caitlin. You don't watch any women's basketball. Terry, don't lie.
But
get out of here.
What I'm saying is, it gets shoved down your throat. It seems like the WNBA never has an off season. They're starting. Didn't they just finish? They're starting their season again.
That's what I feel about baseball.
Yeah,
I feel that way about baseball for sure.
Casey, is there any validity to that? Does it? To me, the WNBA, because they shove it down your throat, it seems like it's 12 months a year.
I mean,
don't entertain him, Casey.
I wouldn't say 12 months a year, but I think what the WNBA has going for it is it rolls right off after college basketball.
Okay.
So it's like the same stars that you just saw in their March Madness. Yeah. You're seeing, for the most part, in the WNBA a week later.
Did you realize, I had to look it up last year, I always just kind of thought, because I don't pay enough attention to the WNBA, it does nothing for me. I always just kind of thought, okay, basketball season means the NBA and the WNBA, they barely overlap. They only overlap for 6 weeks.
They've got to.
And
I think you should.
The theory is they want basketball to be around year-round, but, man, it seems like that damn WNBA, because do y'all agree they shove it down our throat? I mean, it's just...
Well, I think when you compare it to how little coverage they've had over the years, then I can see where you're coming from. The WNBA has not really been, that high on the eyes and minds of television viewers.
Right.
Or the people that make those schedules. So that's got a part to do with it for sure.
I think they're dying right now. The Caitlin Clark thing is kind of running its course a little bit. She'll be around, but I mean, they are so needy on mega stories, right? I mean, if Caitlin Clark didn't come around, what the hell would they be doing right now?
I know, right? I do wonder that.
Ooh. All right, let's take
what would it be like?
Yeah, definitely. Let's take our top of the hour break. We'll come back, reset some of the topics we've kicked around. And don't forget, Brent Beaird coming up about 5:30 here on a Monday. The Young Norvelle Show continues right here on Action Sports Jacks.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jacks 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
It's a new logo, new branding. With Bold City Heating and Air, it's an old school approach. One of the few locally owned and operated air conditioning businesses left in Jacksonville. It's hot, Florida in the summer. You can't do much to avoid it, but you can keep cool with Bold City Heating and Air. It's every customer counts kind of service, from when these trucks have pulled up to my home over the last couple of years and when they pull into your driveway as well. From communication to pricing to the actual service, everyone at Bold City Heating and Air cares about you. You know who's coming to your house. You know they will be well trained, and they will respect your home. Air conditioning convenience at boldcityac.com. Stay cool while it gets hot. Bold City Heating and Air can help. Don't get caught sweating all summer. boldcityac.com, and they have financing to help. New systems starting at $110 a month and $50 off any repairs. Stay safe, stay comfortable with Bold City Heating and Air at boldcityac.com. Homegrown in your hometown.
We are back here on a Monday. Terry Norvelle, Patrick Young, I think, still hanging around. We'll have Brent Beaird coming up at 5:30, hitting a lot of different topics, a lot of baseball talk, college and Major League. Great weekend for the Gators. Man, I had no idea. I was hoping they would get one. They go and get the series in Austin against the Longhorns. And not such a good weekend for the Braves as they dropped 2 of 3 to the lowly Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll get back to some of those topics momentarily. I want to bring up a story, and Casey, you may remember this. It came to light a couple of years ago. Do you remember a couple of years ago, there was this Kansas City Chiefs super fan that, obviously the Chiefs are so good, They're on TV all the time the last 5-10 years. They had this super fan always on TV. His name, Xavier Babidar, if I'm pronouncing the last name right.
Okay.
And you may remember this a couple years, he just kind of disappeared.
Where'd he go?
Prison.
Okay.
This and come to find out, the infamous Kansas City superfan was sentenced in an Oklahoma courtroom Monday to 32 years in prison.
Damn.
2.5 years after authorities caught him in the state of Oklahoma as he fled from another local bank robbery. This guy was a bank robber.
Huh? It's a good gig.
And he would go everywhere, right? He followed Kansas City around. Well, now you know where he's getting his money. Known as the Chiefsaholic, he was already serving 17.5-year federal sentence for robbing banks in 7 states between 22 and 23.
That's wild.
Dude, I didn't even know we had. I'm sure we've got bank robbers still, but wouldn't you think modern day, if you're a bank robber, you do one big ass heist and that's it?
I mean, that would be my plan. But, like, how are you going to get good at it if you only do the one?
But, I mean, this guy's Bonnie and Clyde around the Midwest, for God's sake.
I mean, you got to slide through, like, a credit union before you can hit, like, Chase.
That's a good point, man.
I mean, if you try to do it the first time at Chase or Bank of America, if you will, like, you're probably in trouble. You got to try it.
So, he needs minor league bank robbing first, right?
Yes, absolutely. You got to work up.
A-ball. But, I mean, the thought of Bonnie and Clyding around, dude, 7 states from 2022, 2023. Tulsa's district attorney office wanted him to serve more time as they sought a life sentence. Ooh. His sentence is concurrent, blah, 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 blah. Let me get some more highlights of this.
Please.
I remember this story, though, when it came out. You're like, oh. In March, he pled guilty in Oklahoma to robbery with a firearm, assault while masked or disguised, and removing an electronic monitoring device in connection with his December 2022 armed robbery of a Tulsa teachers credit union. There you go. There you go. He's warming up.
I guess.
He's warming up. He said his client's robbery spree. Here we go. He said, this is his attorney, the Kansas City Superfans attorney.
Okay.
He said his client's robbery spree was fueled by a gambling addiction and a troubled childhood that left him homeless.
Ooh.
Babidor is supposedly remorseful. They're always remorseful when they get caught, aren't they?
I mean, it's the popular thing to say.
But it goes on to say he's found Jesus during his incarceration.
It tends to happen.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Here we go. Here we go. So it went down, I guess. He got caught December of 2022. In December of 2022, en route to a Chiefs game against the Texans, Babidar, he just decided, I'm going to pull over in Bixby, Oklahoma, and point a black CO2 pistol at a teller at the credit union before fleeing with $150,000. God almighty.
I feel like he just shouldn't have done that.
Yes. He was caught shortly after, and in February 2023 was released on bond. No! So he gets out on bond. Guess what he did 1 month later?
I got a bad feeling I know.
After receiving $100,000 in winnings from 2 bets on the Chiefs, he decided to remove his GPS device and went on the lam.
Yep.
You can't hold me, copper.
That's not going to get it done.
Why did they let him out on bond? Oh, here we go. After robbing banks in Sparks, Nevada, and El Dorado Hills, California, the FBI caught Babidar again in California in July of 2023. He was accused of a string of previously unsolved robberies throughout the Midwest and in Tennessee. Here's what I'm going to do to help the authorities.
Okay.
Get the tape and look for the guy that walked in dressed in Kansas City Chiefs.
That would help.
Clothing.
That would narrow it down.
Right. This guy's great. This is hopefully nobody was hurt.
True.
It sounds like nobody was. In 2024, Babidar entered a plea deal in the Western District of Missouri. My God, this guy's all over the place. Missouri federal court and admitted to stealing more than $800,000 in 11 robberies across 7 states and laundering laundering the proceeds through casinos. We call that losing money.
Yeah, it sounds like gambling on dumb stuff to me. But laundering, whatever works for the article.
Oh, boy. Hey, despite his request to be housed at a federal prison in Illinois, Babadar, according to court documents, was sent to a super maximum security prison in Colorado that is known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies.
Really?
How about that? He has been in the Tulsa County Jail awaiting proceedings since January. Before his arrest, Babadar was one of the most popular super fans in Kansas City. Dressed in a gray wolf suit, he fired up crowds, mugged for camera pictures with kids, and forged a strong social media presence built on a persona of a hardworking, generous bachelor.
Well,
oh my.
I feel like he doesn't need to be in a maximum security prison, though. Am I wrong about that?
He'll be out of that place in a heartbeat, man. They can't hold him.
Apparently not.
Can't hold Babadar, right?
This guy's a legend.
You can't hold Babadar, for God's sakes. Okay, so going on to and your point might be a good one here about the maximum security. Babadar did not deserve his attorney did not deserve a life sentence or any additional penalties because he never intended to hurt anyone, and he didn't use a real firearm. Others in Oklahoma disagreed. Tulsa attorney on the other side, who represents a former bank teller, said his client had to quit her job at the Tulsa Teachers Credit Union because of the trauma that day. Frazier said they felt strongly that he should be punished to the max. So we got to take that into consideration as well, right?
I guess, yeah.
But his attorney then went on to say his client has taken full responsibility for actions and will take every avenue to improve himself and eventually become a productive member of society. No single or multiple series of events defines him as a person, said the attorney. What are the odds right now? What odds will you take that Babadar has got a prison football pool going on?
Oh, there's no doubt.
100%. You can't tell me he didn't play the square game during March Madness.
Oh, he's been all over.
Oh, my goodness. And wait a minute. He said he told everybody where he wanted to go. What did he say? Illinois? I would imagine they've got good internet gambling approval in Illinois, probably.
That makes sense.
And they said, no, you're not going there. How about my man? 7 states. I mean, he's Bonnie and Clyde, for God's sakes. Minus Bonnie. Right?
Generational run.
Yes. But hey, minus Bonnie. But you know how those damn those prisoners and criminals, the public at large will see these criminals and they'll send them money. They'll get married to them, right?
It has happened.
Well, hell, that guy this was terrible, but that young guy that shot the CEO in the back on the streets of New York.
That's a whole different thing, Terry. That's a revolution.
What's going on with that?
I mean, I don't know where
women are sending him money. They want to marry the kid.
Yeah,
he shot a guy in the back on tape.
He did. Yeah, that's a wild story.
Isn't that weird?
Those documentaries are going to go nuts. So there's definitely a lot to learn there.
Isn't that weird how the human sorrow can feel for some people?
Yeah.
I mean, that kid's like 24 and supposedly nice looking, like Italian guy or something.
Yeah, Luigi.
Luigi. Dude, women are sending him money all over the world, and he didn't mean it. He shot the guy in the back.
Yeah, it's tough to say he didn't mean it when you shoot somebody in the back. But
yeah.
I tried to get, there was a bit going on the Brent Austin show for a little bit. I tried to get a prisoner to write us letters back and forth, but
nice.
The bit actually got canceled and we almost got sued. But, for a minute there, I thought it was going to be a good bit, but as it turned out, it was not.
I mean, that was great.
Yeah, there was a little more to it, but,
Where'd you start? Did you just send a letter to Rayford State Prison or something?
Well, inside the bit a little bit, there were some mug shots that the guys were looking at, and I thought it'd be, somewhat funny if we could communicate with somebody who had the mug shots, and then the bit got shot down, and from there the letter stopped. But yeah, I was full in trying to get communication.
I love that. That's a great idea. I
tried.
It's great. What sparked your thought process there? What?
I I don't know, just trying to do something fun.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Crazy? Zany? Nutty?
Yeah, just doing the best I can.
Did you see where, I don't think this is a very big role, but ESPN has signed Chris Berman through 2029.
Oh, okay.
For just small, but the reason is 2029, he will be celebrating his 50th anniversary.
It's a good run.
As an ESPN employee. They said he got hired like in 1 month after ESPN was created in like 79.
That's crazy.
In 79. And he's way backed off. He's lost his fastball.
Oh, yeah.
But he still does little things. But were you ever, in his heyday, were you a Berman guy? I could take him and leave him.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the thing that I remember most about him would be Home Run Derby.
Yes.
Not so much like the actual Sports Center.
Yeah, his Sports Center was probably his big and his highlights. He would do all the NFL games. He got real and he had his catchphrases. The problem with his catchphrases, he borrowed almost all of them.
Yeah.
Back was already done. He could go all the way. Already done. You know who else did that? And I guess it's okay in our biz. What did Mick Hubert, the longtime Gator broadcaster, he borrowed, what was his big phrase? I'm drawing a blank now. He borrowed it from Kurt Dowdy or somebody, and everybody knew it, but he just started using it like 25 years ago.
You just got to, do what you got to do.
He just took it.
There you go.
He just took it. So, all right, let's take a break. We'll come back, reset everything. Brent Beaird will join us with his bag of news and notes from the world of college sports, and we'll talk. We'll get back to the Gator baseball. Man, what a weekend! What a run! If you're Florida baseball, you'd love to be in the regionals right now. You'd rather start playing right freaking now, but they've got one more series. Take a few games off, and then the SEC will all meet in Hoover for the SEC baseball tournament. Single elimination. Everybody goes, but one and done first time. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more on the other side. Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jacks to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jacks in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jacks 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, we're back here on a Monday. A lot to cover from a busy weekend. We will be joined in a few minutes by Brent Beaird. He'll jump on here any moment. While we're waiting on Brent, let's hit a couple of, number one, let's lead off with a programming note. Yes, we are on the air tomorrow, but we will not be at our normal Tuesday location, Hurricane Jointon Creek, because I cannot drive tomorrow. I will have my they tell
colonoscopy.
you, the colonoscopy tomorrow. So it's in the morning, and I should be fine by a 4 o'clock showtime. But I certainly cannot drive. They don't let you drive. They say no driving for the rest of the day.
Probably smart.
So we'll do the show, of course, and it'll be brought to you, of course, by our good friends at Hurricane Jointon Creek. We enjoy going out there. I think Trenton Torsia will join us tomorrow, talk on baseball as well. But I will do it from the house, I guess, tomorrow.
Okay.
So we'll do that. Just hang out with Sweet Penny, my dog, and no driving until, I don't know, after the show. You think I'm good after the show? 6 o'clock? I gotta go get some more food, probably.
You could just walk.
I guess.
I go walk.
I don't know. So,
walks the move.
yes, the show is on tomorrow as normal. We will not be at Hurricane in Jointon Creek because I can't drive because they're going to give me that propofol, I think they called it. That's that Michael.
Propofol.
Remember, I got pulled off the story.
Oh, that's right.
I've only been put under one time. Tomorrow will be the second time in my life. Never had surgery, thank goodness.
Huh.
And I remember asking them 10 years ago when I had that first one, and they said, yeah, it's the same stuff that Michael Jackson had such trouble sleeping, I think, because he was on a bunch of stuff. Sure. He actually hired that, and this physician got in all kind of trouble.
Yep.
He broke all the rules and laws and Hippocratic Oath and stuff like that. But Jackson employed this doctor that all he did was every night give Michael Jackson like an intravenous, put him to sleep.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading it right now.
And had to do, you become immune, I guess, if you do it he had to do more and more and more. And is that what ended up killing him?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, listen, just me personally, if they were like, we're going to give you the stuff that, Michael Jackson died from, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe not.
Yeah, but
give me something else.
That was the first time I've ever had, blackout sleep. And what I mean about that, and that's the first time in my life, only time in my life, that I can't account for time.
Isn't that wild?
You go to bed, you go to bed, you went to bed at 10, and you got up at 6. You can account for all that time.
You have no clue.
They got me talking, and they'll do it again tomorrow, I guess. Hey, man, what are you doing, blah, blah, after you're hooked up, and they tell you to get on your side a little bit, if you know what I mean.
I do.
And then, it's a pretty nice weekend. Next thing you're in the
wild.
It is crazy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, you've been pushed all the way down to the recovery, and you're
out the door basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I shouldn't talk about this. This is kind of dirty. Is it dinner time?
Yep.
You know what you know what you're encouraged to do, and they want you to do, and they want to hear it before they really let you go. and I'm not going to say it, but hoot. Did you know? You know, because they're pumping air into you as well.
Yeah.
You know, so that's one of the few public places you can let it rip, man.
That's true. Encouraged even.
Hey, if you want to get out of there, man, you got.
Do what you got to do.
So I'm hoping there's not some just smoking hot nurse.
Yeah.
And Doc's like, Mr. Norvelle, we need some action here. Well, Doc, I can't pull the trigger right now.
Can't do it.
Right?
Can't do it.
Could you get Miss America out of here, okay?
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
Man, it's hard being me. I almost said a moment ago Michael Jordan because I've got him written down to here. Jordan's coming.
Wild.
He's getting hired by NBC, right?
Yes, he is. It's pretty crazy.
Do they? Have you seen NBC's? NBC takes over the NBA again, right?
Clearly. I mean,
next year they get it 25-26.
With a move like this, absolutely.
And so what have they defined a role? Michael Jordan's going to be part of the broadcast.
I don't think they defined a role yet. Me and Brent were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Just wild stuff. Like, I mean, that's a guy that hasn't done anything like that in a long time. Maybe he was sick of them talking about LeBron as the GOAT. I don't know, but
maybe.
That'll be. I'm not a big NBA regular season watcher.
Nor
I'll
am
tell
I.
you this:
Nor
I
am I.
gotta see that.
Yeah.
Because there's also a part of it where it could be an absolute train wreck.
It could be, and not that this profession's, the end all. But some people have a feel for talking into a mic in front of a camera, and some don't.
Agreed.
And I'll give you a great example. The leading rusher in the history of the NFL, former Gator great Emmitt Smith.
Mm-hmm.
They made, ESPN made a run at him, remember, for a couple of years?
Yeah.
Emmitt was terrible.
Fair.
Emmitt had no feel, and nothing wrong with that.
And there's really no good way, in my opinion, to project that, because I feel like Shaquille O'Neal would have been somebody who was penciled in as probably won't be great at this.
And
he's great at
it's
this.
Ungodly good, isn't he? He is so good. But when I look at Jordan and watch Jordan and hear Jordan over the years, I'm with you. I'm not so sure this is going to be a home run. I'm not so sure he's got the feel for that.
Oh no, I'm thinking more on the side of train wreck. It'll be interesting to see the team that is with him. I don't know if that's been announced yet, but as long as it's not Isaiah Thomas, probably be all right.
Yeah, exactly. It'll be also interesting to see how many franchises say, "Hey, nobody's wearing 23." Right?
Yeah.
Hey, we got a 23 jersey. We can put your name on it
That's fair.
if you need it. With that, let's welcome my buddy Brent Beaird on a Monday. Brent, high and dry, I hope, after a lot of rain over the weekend. How you doing?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we need more rain, frankly.
Yeah, we do. I know, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, it really is. So, no doubt. Yeah, I was thinking of more Michael B. Jordan, right?
Yeah, maybe Michael. Nice pull, Brent Beaird.
Yeah.
Have you been watching TMZ again, Brent?
Well, what I've been watching is Creed.
Yeah, there you go. He was pretty good in that, wasn't he?
Yes,
Brent,
he was.
Brent, before we dive into a bunch of college stuff, I think Casey and I, the first hour of the show, we've deemed it's official now that it's okay to call Bill Belichick Creepy Bill. Did you hear on the surface, Bill Belichick, 73-year-old Hall of Fame coach, formerly of the NFL. On the surface, Bill Belichick this weekend spent almost the entire weekend at a beauty pageant. And on the surface, Brent, you go, oh, how sweet. I'm assuming his granddaughter. He's probably supporting his granddaughter. Who is in the Miss Maine USA contest. No, that would be his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yes.
That's just creepy, Brent.
There's an ESPN report out today, and the writer's first name is Pablo, and you've probably seen this.
Pablo Torre, yeah.
Yes. And he was, I think he was doing a podcast today, but more than writing an article. But Pablo said he still thinks there's a real chance that Belichick will not even be coaching when they start the season against.
Are you serious?
He said against TCU. He said what has a lot to do with this is right now Belichick's buyout, I think, is like $10 million. but after a certain date and
Right.
during the summer, it goes down to 1 million. So, I mean, would he want to get out of there? I can't imagine that. Now we've got, and we talked about this a little bit on Friday with Patrick, but where there were some rumors that the girlfriend was not allowed to come into the facilities. North Carolina backed off that.
Yeah.
And still said that she would cover the non-football part of his life and what she wanted to do. So I don't.
I think there was truth to that. Myself, I think Pablo Torre, who's a legitimate writer, and a couple other people said they had sources that I think the higher ups said, "Hey, we got to keep her out of the building." And I think that got back to a woman scorned. I think she pitched a hissy, and she was on that phone to Bill, and Bill got on that phone, and this could work out. I mean, Bill Belichick could get his team going in August, work some magic. They could be better, win a bunch of games, be better than what most people thought. Or it could go off the rails. And
really could.
Man, you've got to believe that those higher-ups at North Carolina, they are scared to death right now. They're thinking, this was a good idea when we did it, but man, what is going on right now with this game?
Well, you got to know that they've had a come to Jesus meeting at some point, and it was brought out to her that, and I'm not saying she was even in the room, but the point was brought out, she is not an employee of the university.
Yeah.
And because she's not an employee of the university, she can't tell people what to do.
Yeah.
But look, the reality is, Belichick really needs to get this straightened out before the first game. That there needs to be some kind of substantial understanding here, or he finds her something else to do, because they can't go on all season, Terry, with some foolishness happening all the time.
And what happens when? Sorry to be this guy, but what happens when they break up?
Well, yes. Well, she won't. I don't think she's going to write a song about him like Taylor Swift would.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, look, that's a legitimate point. And Terry, the other thing to go along with that train of thought is, I really want, number one, if you're Bill Belichick, who do you pay attention to? And have the people who he will pay attention to, have they called him or sat down with him and said, look, let's flesh this out a little bit where this might go. We appreciate, and we're not trying to get in your business and your relationships, but the problem is the relationship is trending over toward ground to where the university is drawing a line in the sand, and at some point this needs to be straightened out before it blows up in everybody's face.
How many hours of camera time are they going to put on that girl?
Good gracious.
During games. I mean, get used to it. You'll be sick of seeing her on camera.
I think, Terry, that's going to be a part of what's happening here. I mean, where is she going to be? Is she going to be in a suite? I mean, look, the last thing you want her is on the sidelines.
Oh.
Is she going to have headphones on? Or something of that nature? I mean, how at some point, how ridiculous will this get?
And if they win a big game, it's just going to be an awkward look. The 24-year-old, standing on the field next to the 73-year-old.
Yeah.
And, I mean, come on, man. Come on. All right, Brent, hell of a weekend in baseball. College, Gators, MLB, Braves had a disappointing weekend. Man, Florida, I was hoping they could get one. They go and get the series. I mean,
they sure do.
This is one of the great turnarounds since last year for the Gators.
Yeah, boy, they're peaking at the right time. There's absolutely no question about that. They've got we'll get into this later on the week, but and they've got a big series coming up with Alabama this
Yeah.
weekend. Alabama's in the top 20. Alabama just took two out of 3 from Georgia. But no, for Florida's a hot team. Their pitching is doing extremely well right now. So, but the other two things that are interesting is in SEC baseball is how Tennessee is faltering.
Yeah.
At this point, they lost a pillow fight and a series to Vanderbilt. With that, and here's your difference there, Terry. At one point in that series, Tennessee had 6 errors and Vanderbilt had 1.
Ooh, that'll lose you a game. Yeah, that'll lose you a game.
And now you're a pretty smart guy. I think most everybody in the station can probably tell you that. But please tell me how Missouri won the series against A&M.
They didn't win the series. They swept A&M.
Yeah,
and probably ended their postseason hopes. A&M is 10-17 now.
Mm-hmm.
And they were the consensus number 1 preseason pick in basically all the polls.
Right.
They've fallen apart. And you got to feel good for Missouri, though. They went in 0-24, and they came out 3-24. Oh, that's got to hurt. Brent, breaking here just up the street, Amelia Island, the ACC Media Days are going on, so a lot of dignitaries are there, including NCAA President Charlie Baker, obviously talking to the media. He said Monday he was up for anything when asked about a President Trump proposed commission on collegiate athletics. Well, of course you are up for it.
Yeah.
President of the United States. Don't you want this to hurry up and get done? Before people just laugh at college football, especially, and all the money, it's a wild, wild west. The correlation would be, can you imagine if the NFL had free agency for the first time? And the NFL has only had free agency as we know it, hardcore for 30 years or so. Free agency has been free agency in pro sports is one of the best things that's ever happened. But can you imagine the NFL having free agency first before there were any rules and regulations and guidelines? It was just, that's what's going on. And a lot of these kids right now, they're going to look back in 20, 30 years and go, man, we made a lot of money in that little interim period. But of course, Charlie Baker, the NCAA needs the government in some ways. I hate to say that, but they need structure.
Well, they do. There's no doubt about that. They need the government to keep from being sued all the time is what they're looking at. But for Terry and I to translate that would be Charlie Baker saying, would you please come in and help us get this mess straightened out?
Yeah.
Now, Tommy Tuberville talked over the weekend.
I saw that too.
About the commission that they're coming and that Saban is going to be on that commission. The other big thing that we've got to keep track of this week, oh, by the way, Mike Norvelle in Jacksonville on Wednesday night, speaking of the Seminoles, just thought I'd throw that in a little bit. But speaking of ACC meetings in Amelia Island, but the big thing going on this week maybe will be that we'll have some resolution with the House versus Nation lawsuit that every team will get about $21 million apiece. We're waiting on the judge to decide whether or not she's happy with the roster limits, and if she is, once that gets settled and can get going, we'll have an interesting trickle-down effect with the rest of it.
I know you've got to be like me. I'm so tired of hearing of all this. I just want a little bit of structure. I'm all for NIL and portal, but I obviously the NFL has, structure. It's why it goes smooth. You've got two sides, and they are a private institution, and the courts pretty much let private institutions do what they want. They go, wait a minute, you've got a ownership side, you've got a player side. Yeah, on the rare occasions, if you need a mediator, but they let that's what needs to happen. We just got to get the other side. We've got the schools, but we somehow need to figure out, is there going to be an entity that represents the players? And there's got to be, and then things get agreed upon on each side, right? You say, well, okay, we're a private institution, entity. We say in our private entity, you've got 5 years to play 4, right?
Yeah.
Rules and regulations.
Yeah.
Okay, we can implement a salary cap, right?
Mhm.
And rules and regulations, and that's what's going to happen. What totally screwed this up wasn't necessarily the NCAA got caught asleep. It was the 2 senators out in California that said, hey, this NIL thing needs to go through, and it has to go through by X date, which it did. It got pushed through before the parameters were set up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Well, and I'll still repeat what my consultant friend told me a few years ago was if the NCAA had given all these players like $25,000 a piece 10, 20 years ago, they would have all thought they were rich.
Yeah.
And that they'd struck the mother lode, and a lot of this would have never happened.
It is ironic how if you think about it like that, you're right. Now, I'll flip side that as well. I understand why the NCAA never did that, because the NCAA is a governing body to direct amateur athletics.
Of course.
Not professional athletics. And my example always, if you're a roofing company for 50 years, you don't just say, hey, let's start thinking about the plumbing business. No, we're a roofing company. We're not a plumbing business.
That's right. Yes.
I saw your news and notes today. We got 5 minutes or so. Some good stuff that we need to be aware of.
Yeah. Let me hit a few things, and I'm going to go incognito here a little bit. Okay. Fox has announced, and this is no surprise, that there are 2 broadcasts. First of all, that they're announcing Texas at Ohio State, which game day will be there too, and which will be Lee Corso's last one, and then obviously Ohio State versus Michigan. So there is no surprise about that one either. The other thing, and I know you've talked about this a little bit, Florida's agreed to host Florida Atlantic in Gainesville in 26. And Terry, I know you probably already touched on this. Florida Mississippi State is going to be Florida's homecoming game. How many before Mississippi State? How many homecoming games are they going to be this year?
Got it. And you remember back in the day, that was a slap in the face if you were the
homecoming.
Well,
it was. Yeah. And by the way, some other news that just kind of came down the pike. John Emery, former LSU running back who wanted a 7th year, and he's going to get it, but he's not going to get it at LSU. He is going to UTSA.
Okay.
With
Texas
that.
San Antonio,
yeah, which is pretty good. Well, frankly, it's a pretty good school. And LSU's also got a series with SMU that was announced a little bit ago. Well, it was announced this afternoon. The other thing, speaking of Mississippi State, Terry, you would think everybody would know this or everybody would have one. But Mississippi State, a few days ago, announced they're building a $60 million indoor practice facility opening in 28. Now that's hard to believe, isn't it?
It is. It really is.
That every school in the SEC does not have an indoor practice facility.
It really is. And, it was 4 years ago or whatever that Florida was the last one to the party, you thought. Florida was way behind, and they went and remedied that. Yeah, it is hard to believe now that all your big conference boys don't have a big-time practice facility indoors.
Yeah, by the way, in South Carolina, this kind of has gotten some legs. They've got a pretty good running back, Rasul Faison.
Yeah.
But he's got to have a waiver in order to play, so they're waiting on that. I mean, at Utah State, he ran for 1,000 yards. That's one thing that South Carolina certainly needs with that, too. Got some stuff on Tennessee's schedule that we can get into a little later on in the week with some of that. I know we're getting
we got a few minutes. I want to go back to and maybe the Fox announcing Texas at Ohio State will be on their air, right?
Yes.
And obviously that's Texas SEC, but Ohio State's the home team.
Right.
Fox Big Ten. I think I'm seeing this right. It's kind of rare that Fox and ESPN will do a big game broadcast on Fox, but game day will be on site. But the Corso thing makes it a special thing.
It does.
But isn't it rare that game day is at the same site as the big game of the day that's not an SEC, a game day game?
Game.
Game.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, very. Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt. Now, obviously, as Terry said, the tie-in with the SEC here is Texas playing in that game. I mean, my Stars, by the time that game gets here, I mean, in some of these preseason polls, I mean, that may be 1 and 2.
It could be 1 and 2. I mean, it's defending champion and a deep run playoff team, Texas.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah. I think that's very possible.
That is a nice game. The meetings up the street in Millionaire, the ACC meetings. This is, this isn't media, and there won't be any type of poll coming out, will there?
No. The poll will come out with the
media day. Yeah.
With the media days in July. I mean, there could be some kind of.
But I mean, these meetings are more internal logistic, and the SEC will do it over in where they do theirs in Alabama somewhere. Destin, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is more internal. You get your whole conference coaches and ADs together for one big. This is not necessarily a media poll will come out and first team all. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the Destin meetings, frankly, gives them a chance to discuss a lot of things. Because it's a real relaxed time. They've got, as you said, ADs, all the officials there. Now, see, what's going to be the fascinating thing for the SEC and Destin this year is going to be the 9-game SEC schedule. Now that they've got money coming in or more money, if they do a 9th game, that means, Terry, it's going to be talked about more seriously this year. Because, look, if they're going to do 9 games, as you and I talked the other day, don't they have to get this going in the next contract window, which is 26 through 31? So if they're going to add a 9th game, don't they start next year?
You would think so. They got to have that dotted and crossed and everything. Brent, about 3 minutes left. I want to. We've talked about a little bit about today, Corso and his final swan song. A lot of people are, ESPN just re-signed Berman just to get him to 2029 for 50 years.
Yeah.
And a lot of that era broadcaster is going away. Your best guess, Paul Feinbaum lost his fastball a couple years ago, 5-6 years ago. How much longer does Feinbaum go, you think? And what does SEC Network do with that? That's a 4-hour window they got to figure out something to do with.
That's a big hunk of time. Paul he's either moved back or on the verge of moving back to Birmingham.
Okay.
And I'm sure they will build him a studio in Birmingham. But your point is, how much longer does Paul go? And to me, the bigger thing here, see what the network should have done. There's so many talk shows and there's so many good ones. What the thing they really that Terry, they really ought to have live talk shows, not just one and with Paul, but they ought to have 3 or 4 during the day.
Yeah, I agree.
And just do something different than what they're doing now. Because look, I mean, I like Paul. When he talks to guests, I like it, but I get tired of the cartoon characters.
Yeah,
that he has on every day.
He probably didn't. He and his producers didn't adapt. I'm not saying don't take some callers, but the callers are his star show.
They are. They really are.
When you watch it, and that is so early 2000s, 1990s, where the callers dominated. And like you said, man, there's only, I don't know if Paul got lazy. There's only like 5 callers that really call in, and it's a tough watch, man. It's a tough watch.
Yeah, I know. And look, it used to be appointment television.
Yeah.
Frankly,
Yeah.
But I mean, things change. But you're right about that. That's going to be fascinating because you know good and well that they have got to be having some kind of discussion behind the scenes,
Sure,
planning 2, 3, 5 years ahead to get an idea where this thing's going.
yeah, and that thing will get busted up probably multiple shows. No, there's no big enough boy to go in there and grab 4 hours, and I think the SEC thinks there's value because that boy those 18 to 22-year-old college students. They're in their dorm and messing around at that time. At 3 to grown-ups, we don't do 3 to 7 very often because But those guys, their class is over and they're in their dorm or apartment dorm, and they're watching and they're eating some pizza and there you go. Brent, as always, good stuff. We'll get back together probably Wednesday and see what's cooking as we'll be in June before we know it, my man.
Oh man, it's coming out, and again. Today's the 12th. The magazines are coming out in less than 10 days. How about that?
That's great. I can't wait. It's one of my favorite things to do is kick a chair in the yard and open up a magazine.
Absolutely, brother.
College football magazine, even though they are dying. All right, our show is dead. We're done for the day. We enjoyed having you with us. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll get back to tomorrow live, as always, 4 to 6. We will not be on location, though. No hurricane tomorrow. I will be doing the show from my house after I get back from the doc. A little colonoscopy to make sure I'm good and well. We'll get back together tomorrow at 4 o'clock, as I said, for Casey. Of course, Brent Beaird and Patrick Young. I'm Terry Norvelle. Have a great rest of your Monday, everybody.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Bricks Jack's Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Bricks Jack's Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Bricks Jack's Beach.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
The Action Sports Jax 24/7 network is streaming. I'm Stuart Weber, and I'm here to teach you a nice 3-step process on how you can watch all your favorite programming from the Brent and Austin Show every weekday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. or the Cup Date with me. It's fantastic. We talk NASCAR. It's a great time. Wednesdays at 1 o'clock. All right, first step, easy. Download the Action News Jax app. You probably already have it downloaded on your phone, so you might already have that one taken care of. Step 2, see that stack of pancakes up there? You click that stack of pancakes, and it's going to bring down step number 3, which is a full screen of all the different streams that you can click on, including the Action Sports Jax 24/7 stream. You click that, the video's rocking and rolling on your mobile device. You're watching all the shows you want to, and you're having a good time. You can also do it on your smart TV with the Action News Jax Now app. I do it on my Samsung TV at home. It's a great way to watch it on a nice, large screen for all the content. That's the Action Sports Jax 24/7 network. Hope you can find it.
You trust CGC to make your water great, and now you can trust CGC with your plumbing needs as well. Fast, convenient scheduling, licensed and insured. A quick call away at 904-552-1242.
You never know when you're going to have an issue with a shower, toilet, or maybe it's a sink that sometimes is easy to fix. All right, let's be honest. I'm not fixing anything. I'm totally staging this because when I have a plumbing problem, I call CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater or something a bit more intricate. The experts with 25 years of experience at CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing can do it all. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. That's 904-552-1242 or cgcwater.com. CGC Water Treatment and Plumbing, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. Florida license number CFC 143.